Well, we failed again last week at our mission to do something lighthearted because we still made a monster. So I thought we'd try again this week. But also, do something that reminds me of warmer times. Because winter appeared overnight here in Montana. So any of you that know me know that I love carving rocks. So I have a nice rock right here that we're gonna carve. Also, those of you that know me know that I have a deep-seated love of seashells. So in trying to remember what warm feels like, we're going to mix my two loves and carve a seashell out of rock. What's gonna happen? So I haven't decided what shell we're gonna do. It'll probably be a whelk, honestly. Just given the shape of this. Probably have to do a whelk with a big long stem. So first things first, I need to go over to my flat lap and rough this out into a shape that will be easier to carve with. This, by the way, is soapstone, so it should go really quickly. We're actually gonna go over to a different tool because I think it will be faster and easier and better and all those other good adjectives. But you know, I think this is probably gonna be a pretty quick project, so we're gonna work on this too. It's gonna be a different shell, but also a shell. So let's rough shape this up. I've done something I never do, and that's changed my mind. So, this one right here, I think we have a lovely rough shape going. It's gonna become a fighting conch. And yes, I'm very happy with our rough shape. From here we can go on to the rotary tool to finish that. This, on the other hand, I'm not happy with it. I don't have a big enough saw to trim down any of my bigger pieces, but it's just not broad enough up top. Like, I'm gonna have to make it way smaller to get the shape that I want, so I'm just saying, you know what, forget it. So instead, we're gonna make one of these by repurposing a fossil. Yeah. This is a baculite. Baculites come in several forms, you know, calcified. Actually, once. Sometimes they're replaced with calcite and you get those beautiful sutures. Sometimes they don't have any calcite, but they have beautiful sutures. And sometimes they're just mud replacements of baculites. This is literally just a cast of a baculite, internal cast. No sutures, no amount of polishing is ever gonna make this anything more than just a mud cast. But as it sits, it's like a perfect blank to make a pretty spiral shell. So I'm gonna trim this really quick and I'll be right back. As it turns out, no, we're not using a baculite because Theo didn't use his brain. Trimming the rock would require going outside. And in case you forgot from earlier in the video, it happens to be winter now. So instead, I grabbed another piece of soapstone and just shaped it into the position that I needed it to be in, following the steps that you're seeing on screen right now. Alrighty, well, they are rough shaped. This one really is simple. It's just a cone. This one took a little more time. But either way, they are ready to go. We are ready to start carving. We are ready. Sorry, rule of third. So, without further ado, I'm going to grab my flimbledy-flu and start carving. I know I say this all the time on my other channel. I guess I haven't had a chance to say it on this channel yet. Well, anyway, always wear a mask. Never don't not wear a mask. Wait, that was a triple negative. Always never don't not wear. No, that's wrong too. Dude, this is going so fast. I always forget just how much I love soapstone. Because we're like dang near done already. I gotta come in right here and define the lip a little bit better. Then we can curl that over, come in and hollow out the aperture, and then it's ready for polish. Ah, soapstone, man. Freaking soapstone. It never gets old, I tells you. Alrighty, it is done and ready for polish. Man, that went so fast. I adore soapstone for that very reason. Alright, well, now that this is done, gosh, there's dust. That's better. Alright, well, anyway, now that this is done, I'm gonna start on the other one, and we're gonna just polish them both once they're both finished. That one I knew was gonna go pretty quick. I've actually done this before, way back in the day on my main channel. We did this. So I kind of knew what to expect and what to do. This one, on the other hand, I think it's still gonna go pretty quick, but I've never obviously carved a fighting conch before. So, let's just wing it like we always do. I'm so happy right now. I didn't know if marking out those lines was gonna actually help to do the spikes, but it seems like it really actually did. That came out really well. Okay, so now I need to define the lip so it can kiss its parents. Also, now that all the spikes are in the right location, I need to make them a bit sharper, pointier. And that's gonna be scary because this is soapstone. So there's a high likelihood that they will break off, and I am afraid of that. I'm scared. But we're gonna just do it anyway and hope for the best, which is kind of just how I handle all situations. Alright, well, they are rough shaped. They are ready for polish. And it went way faster than I was expecting. So you know what? Considering it went way faster than I was planning on, let's do another, you know? Why not? This one I think might be a little more time consuming, but this is one of my all-time favorite types of shell. This is a King's Crown conch, and I love them. They're amazing. They're so cool. They're freaking awesome. I think those spikes will be fun to make. So, let's go rough shape it. We've got our rough shape marked out. So I think the next thing to do is gonna be start coming in and adding our lines for the spiral, and then I can grid out where the spikes need to go. Alright, let's do it. Okay, so I've got my spiral in, and the lip, and the aperture is what that's called. So, you may notice I'm trying to keep everything really, really bulky, and that's because I don't want to thin stuff down too far because I need to leave room for spikes, for spiky doos. So, I think, how do we go about this actually? This is confusing. I know what to do. So, sorry, this is real-time problem solving. So instead of coming in with a hard angle, like, where is it? Where is it? There it is. Like this, to define the curl, the coil, like we did with all the other ones. I think first I'm gonna come in with something that is rounded on the tip, like that, right there. And we're gonna dish this out right here, because then we can separate that and that will become our spikes. You see how they kind of curl up? I think it's gonna be important to dish this out first before we try dealing with all that stuff. Otherwise we won't have room to make spikies, and spikies is the whole point of King's Crown conchs. rough shaping is pretty much done. So now I'm gonna take this little doohickey, right, yeah, focus, and we will come in and add all of the spikes. And I left this bulky because I don't know exactly where the spikes will end, so I'll have to redo that once we put the spikes in. But other than that, it's dang near done. Dang near done. Alrighty, and with that, we are done. There is our soapstone King's Crown conch. So, from here, all we have to do is polish. And because this is soapstone, we can do something that we can't normally do when polishing rock carvings, and that's use sandpaper. And it is amazing and saves so much time. So, some of the contours I'm going to have to use a different thing that I need to locate called Nova Points, but for the most part, yeah, it pretty much just needs sandpaper. So, I'm going to start sanding, and then I'll do more sanding, and then the sanding will continue. They're done. Alrighty, well, here they all are, and I think they look awesome, with one exception. I definitely am going to be going back and repolishing them on my own time. I ran into an issue that is kind of hard to work around. See, this is my Nova Point, which I need to get rid of all of the scratch pattern from the Burrs. Well, this happens. Oh, sure, now it's not going to. What? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? There we go. Now I can demonstrate. So, if I lock this in place, this is free spinning. It actually came off completely. Now it's not wanting to come back up, which I guess is a good thing. But yeah, this popped off, and yeah, so every time you put pressure down on it, it just stops moving, which is a problem, and, you know, kind of impossible to work with. So, on my own time, I'm going to go back and repolish them, but I think they came out great. I think this one's my favorite. It's just such a pretty piece of soapstone. Oh my gosh, it looks like jade. I love it. Love it so much. It's very pretty. Alrighty, well, I think that is gonna do it for this one. Oh my gosh, I have so much dust on me. I'm sorry this video was a little more, you know, simple than a lot of my previous projects. I have been very busy the past 2 weeks. This was actually a lot of fun, trying to do realistic seashells. I think this one just looks so good. This one I got a little wonky on. I should have made it a little thicker on this side, but hey, it's all good. It's all good. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this, because I think it would be fun to do like a stone seashell like series, because I'm looking at some of my cowries and I'm thinking that would be freaking sweet to do an agate cowrie Wouldn't that be awesome? Or like carve a big block of wood into a giant like conch or something. I don't know. I think that'd be cool. Let me know which one was your favorite down in the comments. Yeah, I'll have links to various stuff up in the description, including my other channel. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Look at the unicorn animal. Look at it. Unicorn gastropod.